Hey, welcome, buddy, to a really impromptu emergency session on my channel in regards to some of the things that have been going on in the community just recently. I've been trying to get caught up on what's happening. I have brought in Jared, I brought in Sean, and I brought in a few other people to kind of discuss what FEcore has been doing to various channels in the community by falsely striking them. And I don't mean as in they're just striking to be, mean or malicious for their own content. They are absolutely fraudulently, unequivocally striking things where they have absolutely no reason to strike. In other words, it is not even their content. They are doing it maliciously. They're doing it to shut people down that have been attacking them for their beliefs, not for them personally. A lot of us in the communities have been active against flat Earth. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't YouTube going to be cracking down on flat earthers and other pseudoscience to prevent some of this stuff? And it seems like by going over these DMCA policies that they have, they seem to be enabling them in some ways. Now, I know that Slice Arcane has been struck, and just recently, as of today, Rhetoric was struck. And Sean Hufford here is going to kind of be telling us what exactly happened. And this is a call out not just to the creative content creators in the community and not just to the people of the community, but to YouTube itself. They need to take some action on this because they are having a policy in place that people like flat earthers are taking advantage of. No question about it. This is not even something that's even up for any kind of subjective evaluation. They are absolutely taking advantage of it and trying to shut people down. And as a content creator myself, this is something that needs to be addressed by everyone. But Sean, go ahead.
Well, everybody knows that FEcore's had a hate boner for Sly. But the same day that those strikes were applied to Sly, one of their good buddies, Anthony Riley, started talking to one of our friends, GeoStriber, and actually said that FEcore was going to go after Sly's friends. Well, apparently Reds is the first target of that because FEcore, just a little bit ago, decided to put a copyright claim on a mirror of a video that Reds did of a live stream that I did, where I walked around the building of FEcore's headquarters where they claim that their offices are, which they aren't. And they're trying to copyright claim Red's mirror of my live stream. Now, this is actually illegal for two reasons. One, it has nothing that is copyright claimable in the video. And two, they aren't the copyright holders of the video. They have to, like Steve tried to say, when you make a copyright claim, you have to actually insert the original source material that matches the material from the video being claimed. The only source of this video is my channel. So FEcore could have only made this a legitimate claim, or somewhat legitimate, by linking to my video from their own channel.
Which I don't understand how they can physically do. Now I've done this a few times. I've just did 6 or 7 DFCAs against Derek Raw before stealing my shit. Literally just taking my stuff and re-uploading it, right? And
we've actually.
Well, let me explain how this works, because when I DMCA'd the one of the times I didn't realize I was on the wrong channel, right? And when I wasn't on I was on my other channel, and so when I tried to put the original video in from the one that I was DMCAing, it didn't match. It didn't let me go through with it. I had to re-log on to my other account, right? So I know that it does check that. So when you do a DMCA and you do something along the lines of, hey, this person re-uploaded my content, it asks for the URL that you're striking and the original URL, and it matches with a little green thing.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that they actually took my video and uploaded it as a private video or an unlisted on their own channel, and then claimed against that. That's the only thing.
I hadn't even thought
that's
about
that makes sense. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Shaina is also saying that apparently Tomorrow also got hit. GPS and Sable Eagle got hit for mirroring. And Sly also says to tell Sean that Snow is copyrighted.
So the other two channels that got hit, or actually they had mirrored the first video of Sly Sparkane's that got taken down by FEcore, where he had shown publicly available information of who is the reported board members for FEcore. That was the initial contention. That was their initial claim is, hey, we're going to privacy strike this video because you're giving out private information from a publicly viewable
let's
source.
look at that real quick.
I actually tested that really quick. I went and got it just now. I went and
let's show that real quick. Could you screen share? Go ahead. We got a super chat.
yes,
Real quick.
I can.
Demonic Darevos $2. Christian Frost laser beams got struck for the mirror. And I've listed in my description itself, I listed the members of FEcore. I've listed them, which has nothing to do with privacy because they have a public declaration of their membership. And we're going to show that now. So there's no privacy concerns here whatsoever when they have a public declaration of who the meet our staff.
Meet our staff. FEcore is in the process of establishing a tax-exempt nonprofit organization under the U.S. Code 501c3 Internal Revenue Services regulations with a 3-member executive group consisting of Mike Kavanaugh, president, and Chairman Steve Torrance, treasurer, and Karen B. Edcott, secretary. Other board members include Rick Hermer, Bob Sandor, and fucking Jeranism. God damn.
Yeah, kind of tells you all you need to know, right?
Let me show you real quick how difficult this is to find. FEcore. Loading. Oh, look at this. About us. Scrolling. Oh, there it is.
It's you don't have privacy concerns when you put your public information on your own web page. That's public information at that point.
Oh, so there is another juicy caveat to this. From their inception, they were claiming to be a nonprofit organization. In order to be nonprofit, now, so that bit right there where it says that they are in process of establishing, that used to say that they were a 501c3 organization.
Oh, where it said, yeah, so now it says in processing of establishing tax exempt. Yeah.
So they've lost their, they had it at one time?
No,
or they never had it?
They never had it. They claimed they did. They claimed that they filed for it. But when wonderful people in the community actually tried to verify that submission, there was no record of it. And that's where all this began, was us actually calling them out for the attempted tax fraud that they were trying to perform.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's not attempted anymore. They've actually gone through 2 tax seasons.
So in 2 tax seasons, they were telling people they were a 501c3.
For the first tax season, they were saying they were, and then when people started asking, "Where's our
where's the form for filing?
Where's the form so we can file this as a tax exempt donation?" Then they changed it to, "We are in the process of becoming 501c3."
They didn't think that anybody would ask for a form because if they donate to them, they want to have it as a tax write-off.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
up here we've got Red's a strike. So, due to copyright takedown notice we've received, we had to take down on your channel, blah, 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 blah. FEcore the fraud, which is Sean's video that he showed us.
Notice how he puts mirror at the end. That's something Red always does when he mirrors a video.
Yep.
Which I will agree that, YouTube tends to frown on, but it's your video. It's not their video. It has nothing of their content. They have 0 content in that video of their own. It is your video on your product that he is mirroring. You would have
it's not even. Here's the thing, though, Steve. It's not even a video.
Yeah.
If you look at my screen, it says streamed live November 5th, 2018.
15th.
It was a live stream.
Yeah,
not a video.
Well, I mean, that's still considered a video as far as YouTube's concerned. But here's what I don't understand: how hard it would be for YouTube to put in an algorithm. Who had it uploaded at first?
Apparently, it's really hard to do that.
Apparently, but I think you're right. I mean, you're right. I mean, they would have had download that video in the same format, same everything, upload it on their YouTube channel, probably unlisted, and then try to claim a strike. I don't see any other way they could have done it. If there is, please, by all means, live chat, let me know. But I don't see how you can copyright strike through the system somebody else's work. Now, in theory, they could do it manually. They could actually write to YouTube and say, hey, this is my video. There is a form you can do it, and it's a little more complicated. But I don't see how they could do it through the automated system.
Well, they didn't use the automated system. It says manually detected.
Well, that's still the automated form system.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So here's my question, and this is directly to YouTube itself. Where the fuck is your verification process on these claims before you take action?
There isn't. I don't think there is. I really don't think they have a verification process. I think that it's up to the person being accused to actually demonstrate that they have the rights to that video.
Well, how about this? How am I able to do something that's actionable against YouTube for allowing somebody to steal my copyright?
you could theoretically sue them. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of issues with YouTube lately. Have you guys have heard that Dutch organization that has gotten response from both Google and YouTube saying that that they are going to talk to them, and they want more transparency. They want more simplistic rules. They want better understanding what constitutes demonetization things and what constitutes claimant verifications and takedowns. Because let's be honest, YouTube is vague on all this stuff, and they don't have anybody you can just call in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, I have this issue." They don't have a customer service line of any kind of a consequence. They want some human beings that you can talk to. I am going through some legal stuff, as people know. It is difficult to get a hold of YouTube. Very, very difficult, to say the least. And so there needs to be something in the YouTube system that allows for this type of action to be addressed immediately by the content creator and rectified. Because this is something that is, again, this isn't even controversial as far as who's in the right and who's in the wrong. This is a malicious strike. Bar none.
This is fraud from the get-go. I mean, the last line before you click submit on a copyright claim, that you have to acknowledge that or as far as you know, this is a legitimate claim, that it's not fraudulent. Otherwise, it's perjury. He's committed a felony at this point. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has absolutely committed a felony.
Well, I don't think it's a DMCA. Is it a felony?
Yes, perjury is a felony.
Perjury. Yeah, I mean, I guess perjury in court. Yeah, I'm not positive, but it's
definitely filing a false DMCA claim is perjury. He has committed a felony.
Perjury can be either felony or misdemeanor. Can it not?
No.
Perjury is always felony?
Perjury is always a felony.
Is it really?
Yes. Okay. Yes, because you are quite literally lying to the court.
Okay, well, it depends on the state, it says. I'm looking it up now. Perjury may be a misdemeanor in certain states.
Oh, let's take a look at Indiana law, because that's where this is going to be tried at.
Now,
so it would be state by state.
Now here's the beautiful thing is, with enough attention, this would because it crosses state lines. Technically, it could go to the federal, which at the federal level, perjury is a felony type offense.
Yeah, in the state level, even says here for California Penal Code sections 118, an officer who commits perjury may be charged with either a misdemeanor or a felony.
Perjury in Indiana is a level 6 felony, finable up to 2.5 years in prison and $10,000 fine.
Yeah, so I guess if it depends on the extent, the state, but even still, it's still against law regardless, right? And they broke the law
massively.
There's no question.
And they're screwed where they are too.
When I did my DMCA's, I triple checked my stuff. Now, granted, I missed up on like a phone number once, but whatever. But I mean, all my information is legit. They match it completely. My DMCA's are always legit. And by the way, I am going to be actively going after certain people that steal my stuff. I have legal counsel now. I'm not messing around with them. And I want people out there to know that these people that are misusing the system, they're doing it for no other purpose but to harass. And
just a second, Steve. Just to address Twitwit in chat,
sure, please.
She asks, has anyone directly asked FEcore to explain? Anthony Riley was nice enough to do that. Anthony Riley has admitted that Mike Kavanaugh is actively going after friends of Sly just because they say something bad about FEcore.
Hey, I don't know Sly very well, but Sly, I'll be your best friend, and I'll talk crap all I want about FEcore and Flat Earth when they do these types of actions. I'm not going to back down from people that threat like that.
And also, let's also mention why FEcore had gotten the bullseye onto Sly's to begin with. He had a one-on-one live on-air discussion with Mike Kavanaugh. Mike wanted to keep bringing up the claims that Sean had brought and verified against Sly. At which, towards the end of it, Mike told Sly, go look into it for yourself. And guess what? Sly did. And it didn't. And it didn't go in Mike Kavanaugh's favor.
Surprise, surprise.
So what do you think their end goal is? Is just to such on any kind of criticism of them?
Well, silence the opposition. That way they can keep their scam going.
From Mike's point of view, his end goal is to get rid of people who talk bad about FEcore. That way they can keep the scam going.
There's a whole community against him, though. I mean, what's he going to do? Try to take on everybody? Good luck with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike has said he is targeting Sly and all of his friends, to include Red and
So
Sean.
when he gets sued, like financially, somebody goes after him. Which, by the way, if he comes after me, good luck with that. I mean, what happens then?
He's going to the actions that we're seeing is him using whatever means he has possible to silence the opposition and try to get their channels removed.
Because once he goes after a larger channel and they can't stream because they get a strike, he's going to be eligible for
damages.
For damages, right?
Yeah.
For malicious
is
DCA
that
plus
how big
felony
does the channel
stuff.
have to be?
What's that?
How big does the channel have to be?
Anybody that can afford it. Right now, I'm in a position where I have obviously legal counsel, where I'm asking him to do some other stuff for me
no,
as well.
Sorry. I mean, how big does the channel have to be when you get a copyright strike and you can't stream?
It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Yeah,
Anybody
as
long as you stream. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
any of them, but the targets that he would be going after, we're all eligible, and I think all of us are monetized.
Yes.
So we can actually go and show, no, see, here's a typical revenue for a stream, and I do these many streams in this time period, pay up. Oh, by the way, you did this from a fraudulent position. I actually have a good lawyer who would go for additional damages beyond just lost revenue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tremendously so.
No, Reds' channel has not been taken down yet.
We-
There is another video addressing this, though, on that channel there. So also share that one if you can.
Tired Atheist, the channels are not gone yet.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh has said that is the goal. Through FEcore and other people connected to it, the goal is to get the channels taken down.
Yeah.
See, and this is
somebody was
real quick. This is one thing that if it comes down to it, if we were going to take litigious action against Mike and the rest of them for everything, this would be a fundraiser that I think the entire community and all communities would get a hold behind for pay for legal stuff as well. I know I certainly would. So I want people to be able to stream criticism and not feel like they're being persecuted or pressured, or in this case, deliberately targeted by these types of organizations. So I stand by my word. Like I said, I would rather have this video here, have you guys on it, talk about these things, and not be intimidated by this guy, than just back down and say, oh, I don't want to get involved. So I put my money where my mouth is.
James Collins was asking if there's any way this could be seen as some form of harassment.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, of course it is. It's targeted harassment.
Yeah, and admittedly so. Also, Flight the Flat Earth was saying how they're getting away with this. Well, it's because the YouTube takes too long to react to this kind of thing. They're reactionary very one way and not as quickly the other way.
Right.
That's why they're not going to get away with it. But for now, as long as we do something about it, as long as you guys are liking and sharing and retweeting, YouTube will fix this. It's just a matter of they're very much directed one way rather than the other. They're trying to fix it. They have done things in the past to help it make it better, but they're just not there yet.
Yeah. So what would you want the community to do, Sean? What can we do to get this out there? What can we do to contact YouTube, because it's very difficult? What can we have them do to fix this stuff, and for them to take an active look into FEcore's channels and see that is harassment?
Well, that's the problem with YouTube the way it is if you're under a certain subscriber level,
You got no say.
YouTube don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just don't. Right.
At least it's on their back burner type of priority. They'll get to it when they get to it, which they eventually will, but it might take, up to a year. But, so the only thing right now is, to get this out available to the biggest channels that have the highest subscriber counts, to let YouTube actually get a direct hand involved.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to contact these people is through people who have lots and lots of subscribers.
And I'm not one of those channels yet, but I will do what I can. But hopefully the bigger channels that do watch this channel and watch Reds will get involved. Now, Reds, I know, can probably fix this through his own...
Yeah, he's a little higher on the priority list.
Yeah. So he can... let's get Reds taken care of. That's primarily the number one thing. Get that strike removed and get that taken care of, because he can't stream until that's removed. So we got to focus on that. But I think that he can actually do it just on his own accord. I will get with him on that. There are ways to fight these DMCAs. These are ways to fight them. So
here's what needs to be done, though, because the FEcore channel has admin rights for everybody that's on the board. Everybody that's on the board actually has the username and password to use that channel. I personally think that everybody that's on the board should have all of their YouTube channels removed because of this harassment.
I don't know if it's transitive like that. I don't know how.
I don't think it is either, but that's what I think should happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do get a lot of recourse from YouTube specifically because YouTube recently changed their policies against conspiracy theory stuff. They're trying to tone that shit down.
But it doesn't seem like they are. These channels are still monetized. These channels are still doing the same shit they've been doing for the longest time. So to me, they're just giving lip service. Now, I said when they came out and said, well, we're going to be cracking down on Woo, we're going to be cracking down on pseudoscience, we're going to be cracking down on Flat Earth. I said, hey, great, if they actually go ahead with that, and they can actually implement it in a way that makes sense where they don't affect normal people as well, right? Because it's hard for the algorithms to detect who's fighting Flat Earth and who's promoting this crap. But I don't see them fixing this stuff. I still see Flat Earth channels out there. Now, no offense to the Flat Earth, anti-Flat Earth community. If you lost all the Flat Earthers, your channels are going to be affected some ways because who you're going to bitch about. But you know what? I still rather have them gone. If they're going to be harassing people like this, I have no problem per se. If they just want to pull out bullshit and people fight against it, 50-50 on that. I still think that putting out misinformation should be looked at and carefully looked at and evaluated if that's what YouTube wants to have on their platform. But this is more than that. This is them actively targeting, harassing people.
Yeah, but they're targeting, they're harassing, they're attacking people's livelihoods, they're committing a felony. On top of that, outside of this issue, and the thing is all this is going to do is garner them attention, so they're going to be super fucked.
Well, are they? That's the question. I mean, I would like to think so, but I don't think they are.
Well, YouTube is definitely cracking down on people using the DMCA system to falsely strike channels.
Yeah,
they started to, but I mean, what are they doing now about it? I mean, because obviously this is a false strike.
Yeah, they have a long way to go before they fix their system. Yeah. And we have a quote from Kavanaugh to Sly Sparkane, direct quote. Tonight, me and Sandor are going to make a nice evening sitting down and put you and all your slimy butt buddies to your final resting place. You, Sean, Reds, and all those other pussies.
I'm honored to be on that list if they add me to it. Go put me on that list. Go ahead.
We'll be quite busy dealing with the YouTube system, and this dates back 4 days ago, August 26th.
Yeah, so they full out admitted they're using the YouTube system to harass people. So where is YouTube in this? Where is the high and mighty YouTube going, hey, we don't want people to feel like they are going to be harassed and targeted on our platform, but here's it happening right in front of them and they're doing nothing.
Somebody was asking who's everybody that's gotten a strike so far.
So far, as far as copyright strikes, there's Sly and Reds, but there's a lot of channels that have been getting privacy strikes for posting public information that FEcore's members have put out there themselves, which removes any expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just at a loss for that. So if that happens to a channel, like I put their names out here, I showed it on this video, and I'm proud to do so because they made it public. If they do a privacy strike, by the way, mostly a privacy thing is all you have to do is blur it out, and it's fixed, right? So that kind of strike is not a really big deal because it's not even really a strike. All they say is, this is personal information. Can you blur it? I would tell them no. So how would you go about telling YouTube, no, I'm not going to remove this?
Please retweet this tweet at YouTube.
There you go. So Cheshire just put in the live chat the tweet by Rhetoric. It says, so it begins. Actually, you know what? Got to screen share it here. Give me 10 seconds.
I have it up.
Yeah, you're the screen share person. You have one job.
Tell me when.
No, two. No, two. Steve, she has two.
Just look pretty. Yes.
There you go.
Sit there and smile. Doesn't even do that very well sometimes. Smile. Okay. All right. So
there it is.
As close as we're gonna get. So here we go. So it says, "Hi, Red's Rhetoric." I love that. So polite, right? Hi, Red's Rhetoric. Due to a copyright takedown that notice that we received, we had to take down your video from YouTube. Video title: FEcore, the fraud mirror. Takedown issued by FEcore Incorporated. By the way, are they incorporated?
Yes.
Okay, so they actually
fraudulently, but yes.
Okay. So what do you mean? They actually have a limited liability or subchapter S, or what do they?
No, they actually got articles of incorporation, but they filled them out not correctly. As in, they put in their members box they have no members, which is referring to board members.
Board members, right?
Which they have 7, but they listed none of them in the articles of incorporation.
Yeah, when you do the articles of incorporation, you have to put your board members. You put your chief executive officer, financial officer, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they actually put that they would not have members.
Okay, so they're technically then I would say they definitely don't have an actual incorporation.
It was actually passed through.
It was actually passed through. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as the state of Indiana is concerned, they are a legitimate incorporation that has no members.
That's weird.
But they didn't fact check that and go to their website because they don't.
But even as an incorporation, they don't have 501c3 status.
Well, that's actually a separate thing.
Okay.
You can actually become a nonprofit organization, but to become a not-for-profit organization, which was a 501c3, it just goes up a whole nother level, and even that's got all kinds of issues.
Right. Okay. So anyways, you received a copyright strike. You now have 1 copyright strike. If you get multiple copyright strikes, you have to disable your account. When this is happening, please don't upload videos containing copyright content that you aren't allowed to use. Now, here's the thing: he was allowed to use this, and it wasn't FEcore. So that's 2 major things right there. YouTube. 1, it was not FEcore's content. There was no content by FEcore. And 2, he was allowed to use it by Sean Hufford, who does own the copyright to it.
Yes, I am the actual copyright holder of the original video for this, and I have given Red's Rhetoric direct permission to mirror this. There is no copyright in dispute as far as my video is concerned. FEcore has claimed this as their own, which is a complete and total lie. It is not their video. Unless you can find it on their channel, submitted before November 15th of 2018, they actually committed perjury, and you're allowing it.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to go with this. I'm just kind of sickened by this because, again, we're supposed to be,
No, I hate to interrupt, Steve.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm just, I'm at a loss for words. I'm just really pissed off right now, to be honest with you.
I'm assuming Reds went down the counter notification path.
Probably.
Yeah, I would. That's the first thing I would click. Is like.
Well,
hey,
I don't know. Well, I don't know if he's been able to yet, but he probably eventually will. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think he'll be able to take care of it on his end. He'll just file a counter notification, but that doesn't necessarily say that you're going to clear the strike. See, so sometimes the DMCA will strike channels, sometimes it won't. Sometimes they'll just say, okay, you have to remove this, or another channel.
All manual takedowns will automatically issue a strike until it's resolved.
Well,
retweet.
Resolved as in if they remove the content. Does that resolve it?
No. Removing the content doesn't resolve it because the video is already gone. You don't have the option to delete it.
Okay.
The only way it gets resolved is when Reds does the counterclaim, and then FEcore has the authority to say whether the claim is legitimate or not.
Okay.
I think this is what you guys are talking about. This is Nivea hand cream.
Is that how you resolve it?
It's hand cream.
So
it was a very bad angle.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what she was showing either. But Reds, I think, has then issued the counter notification.
Yes, he has.
But read what I sent you, Sean. Sent that to YouTube in the counter notification. So yes, he did do the counter notification. Okay. But he sent something to Sean to read out loud. Read it.
Oh God, it's a fucking novel.
Of course, it's a novel.
No,
it's
just the highlights. Well,
okay.
Is this what he said?
No, you have to emanate. You have to emanate. You have to imitate, emulate, imitate.
I have to imitate Red's reading something?
Yeah.
FEcore is abusing the YouTube copyright system.
Fuckers!
The content of the video is of me, Sean Hufford, walking in a public location to document a public address in Indiana. I can't do that anymore.
Yes.
So that's basically what it
Fantastic.
was. It was you were walking outside an FEcore. They're renting something out, I guess. Not even their building, which has nothing to do with copyright, anyways.
Well, I've actually got that covered because I actually looked up the history of the building.
Yeah,
it was built. It was built in 1919. It was drafted in 1918, which is now 26 years after the copyright expired on the blueprints.
What does that have to do with copyright, anyways?
At this point, nothing, because you can actually copyright the design of a building, so people can actually be restricted.
Design,
from
sure, but filming it.
Well, take the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is actually copyrighted now, still under copyright because they added lighting to it, so you can't film the Eiffel Tower at night, or you can and will get sued by the copyright holder. He's actively sued people.
Wow, that's amazing.
Apparently, somebody's been trying to mirror the video, but they're getting a terms of service violation when publishing, and they're asking if it's because of the FEcore strike.
Possibly.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
So if a video has been copyright claimed and taken down on another channel, when the video, if you go to mirror it during its processing, if it identifies as that video that has been claimed elsewhere and taken down elsewhere, YouTube system may not let it go through and can spit up that warning, which is where everyone take my advice and do what I'm going to, which is verify the claim of this information that they are bitching about being publicly available at the beginning of the mirror. That way you are adding to it. You are doing something transformative. You can also put in the fair use claims, and also, again, screen record going to the FEcore website, not having to log in to access a paywall, but still see the information publicly, readily available.
Which we did on this video, exactly.
This,
Yes.
I'm about to link the video that FEcore is trying to claim as their own. This was a live stream. This isn't something that I got from FEcore and re-uploaded to my channel. This is the original source that they are claiming copyright on. It's a live stream. I could not have possibly grabbed it from them. So if they've actually put this into the content ID system as their own, they have done so fraudulently.
And you're speaking in that as well. It's a live stream, and you're
Yes.
going around the building explaining like where you are and what's going on. Correct?
Well,
Yes.
He
So
he did it from his freaking phone.
Yeah. So it's quite blatantly yours.
Well, I mean, like I said, they know what they're doing. They know they're being dishonest. They are flat earthers. They have no integrity to begin with. So you can't expect them to be doing anything because they are doing it because they think they actually have a copyright claim. They know deliberately, without question, that they have no claim on this.
I'll just say this because it's incredibly funny because Mike's always saying, "Oh, you have to prove we're being fraudulent." Here's our proof. I can now legally and indefinitely call you a fraud.
Oh, it's absolutely fraudulent. I'll say that right here. It's absolutely fraudulent. It's fraudulent. Okay, let me state this for the record. It is fraudulent to issue a copyright claim when you do not own that copyright. Period. You have to be the owner of that copyright. So I don't see why they think that you have to do anything else other than that. That's all you have to do is show that it's not their copyright. And by the way, it's not their copyright.
There is YouTube going ahead and apparently suing copyright trolls over extortion and shit.
Yes.
But I don't think this isn't. I wouldn't say this constitute as extortion because they're not asking for anything. They're just trying to take everything down, which is more targeted harassment.
Helos for $2 says, "How do we help fight against this?" Share the videos. Share this. Share. Sean Huffer did a video on it, about a 5-minute video, not too long ago.
Retweet
Retweet
everything
when
at
Reds
YouTube.
gets it up. Slice Arcane, who by the way needs a wrench. I don't know why he doesn't have one, so he's got one now. That's the biggest thing that you can do as a community is share this stuff to get it around. So bigger channels, because I don't have that big a channel as compared to like even Reds. Reds has got a bigger channel than I got. But even he isn't big enough to have this type of pressure on YouTube. So the bigger channels, that's what needs to be taken notice of, because it can affect them just as easy, right?
Well, everybody, right? And the thing is this doesn't necessarily stop with just them. If
it's
they
funny.
get away with it, it sets a precedent.
Well, what's funny is Mike never left a comment, as far as I know, on Red's Mirror, but he commented the holy crap out of my video, the original one, Just a second. Let me actually share this because he's changed his name a couple times. It used to be FE Astronomy, then it became something else, and now it's Dutch Hardcore Tunes. So he's actually commented many, many times on my video. Why hasn't he tried to copyright strike the original source so far? Is it because the live stream kind of gives it away?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I guess if you wanted to share that video just to piss them off, you can mirror that version of it, the stream version.
Oh, here's the thing. It's Creative Commons, a license, so everybody can grab this video free of charge. No strings attached. They can use it however they want.
I'll put the link in the chat.
But that doesn't remove me as the copyright holder.
Right.
Well, this is one of those things where I'd like to have YouTube have a real person you can talk to.
Can't you actually change the license to YouTube standard if you want to later? Like, you can change the status.
It actually was for a while when I gave specific people permission to mirror it, but now I want everybody to mirror it.
Right.
This is the one that's right on the top, right? The frauds edit.
But the only thing is that I'm a little hesitant to recommend doing something like that.
That's the old one.
YouTube has allowed mirroring, but
Found it.
But I know they're not really fond of it for various reasons.
Well, that's why I changed it to a CC license, because now YouTube is perfectly okay. This video is allowed to be used by everybody.
Right. But
However,
I mean, YouTube.
However, they still cannot claim copyright ownership of this video because I still hold the copyright.
Right, but what I'm saying is YouTube frowns on multiple people who have the same exact video. It takes, it's just, regurgitated content. So they do frown upon that. But what I would recommend is if you take that video and then make it a little bit transformative, maybe add bumper to it, add commentary, and say, this is Sean's video. This is my take on this. Be engaging. Say, hey, FEcore has done this. They fraudulently have struck Slice Arcane and Rhetoric and other people. This is the video that is in question, and then maybe do something like that, a little bit transformative, so that way YouTube can't come back and say, well, this was just mirroring. That's just my recommendation, but that's up to you guys. But at least it's either way you're getting involved, though, because again, I'm tired of people just sitting back and going, not my problem. I'm not going to get involved. I'll do all these other things where I'll take a moral high ground, but when it comes to these issues, nope, that's all your guys's. Even if you don't take a lot of action, at least take a stance on something, for God's sake. And this is wrong. Okay. This is blatantly wrong.
Just to explain something to chat for people who haven't actually dealt with copyright before, when somebody issues a copyright complaint, your video is immediately taken down, and you have the option of disputing it. You have to jump through a couple of hoops to dispute it, but you still can dispute it. Once you dispute a claim, that claim gets shot back to the person who originally made the claim. And then they have the right to say, yeah, the claim was not legit. I'll go ahead and rescind my strike. Or they can say, no, the claim's legit. It stays in place.
And go to court.
Well, that's the thing. YouTube doesn't enforce whether they go to court or not. They say they do, but they don't.
Well, it's out of their hands at that point.
Yeah, but YouTube's actually going on a leap of good faith that the person that made the original claim is going to sue them.
Yeah.
Is going to sue the person that they claim the copyright on. If they don't, YouTube's no longer involved.
No, that's not true. If I remember correctly, if you don't show them evidence that you've initiated legal proceedings, they will reverse everything. You just have to show them that you've initiated legal proceedings. That's it. Doesn't even have to go to trial. Just you have to show them, from my understanding, just you've initiated something, which I could do in a heartbeat because I actually have legal counsel now.
Now that might have changed the
for the other people, might be a little more difficult. Right? It may be, yeah. This is the thing. YouTube doesn't make this stuff easy. They don't have really a set guideline by these things. They make it very, very non-transparent.
People are asking how to mirror.
Says you have, real quick, Mellibird says you have 10 days to start proceedings. And I thought so too, by the way. By the way, I will have Mellibird on one of these days on his paranormal research stuff that I find interesting. That I don't believe in, by the way, Mellibird. But I'll have you on, by the way. We'll get you, man. Don't worry, we'll get you. He does paranormal stuff for a long time.
People are asking how to actually mirror the video.
Just download it and re-upload it.
Yeah, again, be really careful, but again, because YouTube does not like third-party downloaders. So if you download something by a third-party downloader, then re-upload it to your channel, you're doing something that's questionable. Now we've all done it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying don't do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ignorance is no excuse, right? Just be aware of it. The way you can legally download a video from YouTube is only by the YouTube downloader itself, which means you have to have access to the channel. That's the only way that they determine that they'll say that this was downloaded properly. So just be real careful with that.
Well, let me make it easy.
Or screen, you can screen record the OBS and upload Sparkline. Yeah.
So what if I actually put the videos available on a G drive?
Oh.
That would, because it would still show up as it initially came from.
I don't know how to trace it.
Built-in downloader.
Again, they are not transparent on any of this stuff.
No.
How do you think I run my shows? Like, that's how I get assets to and from. I use a G drive.
The best way to probably screw with FEcore right now is to make sure this tactic that they're doing doesn't work and screws them over. So retweet the tweets, share the videos, re-upload any of the videos.
They've already done their death knell.
How come their channel? Now this has to come from their channel, right? FEcore.
Yes.
How come that channel's still up?
Because YouTube hasn't addressed all the issues that they're pulling right now. Once they do, the FEcore channel is gone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
You think that YouTube will remove them for harassment and for doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once YouTube pulls their head out of their ass and actually looks at these claims and actually tries to verify them, that's where FEcore is going to fail and be gone.
Yeah, the FEcore channel is going to go bye-bye. I want to see all of the FEcore members' channels go bye-bye, but that's not likely going to happen.
Yeah, it's possible, but not likely.
Well, we'll see what happens on that. Again, it has to have somebody at YouTube has to take notice, though. It takes a person to get involved.
Right. Yeah. One person's personal channel may go bye-bye too, because like the Great Debate community, FEcore is probably not a personal channel.
Probably not. No, it's probably had multiple.
It's probably a brand account.
Yeah.
No, like I said, the FEcore channel is literally the FEcore channel. Everybody who's a member
has access
on the board has access to doing stuff on that channel.
And by the way, I've noticed a lot of people retweeting this stuff. By the way, if you retweet this, FYI, you don't need to tag the people that are actually in this hangout because we're actually aware of it. Use the space to tag other people that are not aware of it.
Yeah, and especially have at YouTube creators, at Team YouTube, have those three tagged on every retweet. Spam the ever-loving shit out of their notifications with this.
Yeah, it seems like that's the only way you get anything done around here. It really does. It's the only way that YouTube can actually take notice of something is if multiple people are actually commenting to them, hey, this needs to be addressed. And it has happened. It has happened. I've seen it occur. We know from experience that it happened with who was it? Who was it that had Matt Powell go after them? That was Scholar Fiction. That's what it was. Scholar Fiction. I remember his name. I just remember who it was. But Scholar Fiction has his channel taken down because of that Matt Powell stuff, and then people got involved. Even Richard Dawkins got involved, and so YouTube reversed that. So it can happen.
You might be able to. I know there's a reporting system that. Let me see if I can find it. That Astronomy Live had posted.
I would say tag Neil deGrasse Tyson if you paid attention to this stuff, and he wouldn't get involved. it's like some big name person, that's against flat Earth needs to get involved, but there really isn't very many of those.
Here it is. Okay, so there's an email. Google is going after people who extort and file false copyright strikes against others. Had to go through the garbage with a false copyright strike against my videos. Be sure to counter DMCA to file a counterclaims to keep them from getting to your docs. So there's two links from Astronomy Live.
I think what they should do is this. They should have a little check mark added to when you do a counter DMCA that you check it if you believe it's harassment, and then you can upload any kind of evidence you want to show that it was targeted and it was harassment. They can do a lot of things. I mean, YouTube's a pretty powerful organization with a lot of programmers, and you know what they do? They add YouTube Beta in Studio. That's what they do. The worst
reports.
Oh my God, YouTube! If you ever watch this, whoever designed that YouTube Studio Beta, fire them.
Oh God, that thing is such fucking crap.
Now, whoever they are, get rid of them. Hire somebody competent. Oh my God, that is the worst design. of all time. And I understand that they do it because they want people to be able to do it, I guess, on tablets. And it's very similar to the way Google News did theirs, and Twitter has gone that way too with all this negative space. But no, that is not an easy layout to use. It sucks. The navigation sucks. It's non-functional. I like things to be concise. I like the old Twitter layout.
Tagging Elon Musk might actually not be a terrible idea because he does tend to stick his nose into this kind of stuff.
If anybody has balls, I'm not a big fan of Elon Musk, but but he has balls.
Know, though. Elon might still be mad at Reds
because he gave.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
was that for the gimbal thing or the what was that for?
No, so the fairing RCS.
Yes,
Red caught it before YouTube. Before SpaceX had actually announced that it was a thing.
That was so cool.
Maybe out of respect, Elon will be like, "Hey, YouTube."
Yeah, tag Elon on it. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to try. If anybody's going to get involved, it would be Elon, because I know Neil deGrasse Tyson wouldn't care. A lot of people are not willing to stick their neck out for people. Everybody in this hangout is.
Yeah.
Sean. I got some angry typing. Holy crap! Yes. People are upset. You hear this? That's
no. Anthony's still trying to defend FEcore because in a very, very long thread on Sly's video.
Send him the link right now. Get Nathan in here. Go ahead.
Anthony,
I'm sorry. Anthony Riley. Go ahead. No, I trust him.
He recently responded to BM Furball, which Sean, I sent you that screenshot.
If Anthony Riley wants to come in here, or Nathan Oakley wants to, go ahead. Bring it.
Well, he's got me blocked on Google, so I can't actually directly contact him. So, Gio, if you're watching, would you please go ahead and
I want to hear this. I really, honestly wanted to hear how they can justify this. And they've been on this channel numerous times, so I have no qualm to bring them that on again. They didn't screw me over before, so we'll see what happens.
Who's actually got contact with Anthony?
Hang on. Let me see if he has me blocked in Discord.
In fact, one of my most popular videos is still Nathan Oakley's video. I don't know why.
Remember at Team YouTube and at whatever.
Yeah, was it is it at YouTube?
Team YouTube support.
At Team YouTube, at YT Creators, at YouTube. At YouTube support should be one as well that I honestly forgot about.
Elon Musk.
Yep.
At Trump. Okay. But yeah, tag some of the other people. I know Unirock is listening. He might do something about this with the Fight the Flat Earth.
When we went live about this the other day with just size stuff or Sly stuff, I'm pretty sure Reds tweeted at Donald Trump. So
Oh well, that's a good way to get deplatformed. He really should be off Twitter if he was anyone other than the president of the United States.
Yeah, he doesn't get removed for some of the things that he says.
Apparently, it's against the law for him to be removed because it's a way he quote unquote.
Oh Jesus, that's true because he's made. Yes, it has
he's
to.
Made policy
that's
through
true.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same reason nobody can be removed off of it. It's tied.
It cuts both ways. Right. He can't block anybody in that account supposedly, but he does.
So, Anthony has me blocked on Discord.
I don't have Discord. I mean, I got Discord, but I don't use it. I don't even know what the hell I am on it. I have people say, "Hey, Steve, why don't you ever on Discord?" There's a reason for that. You know why? I hate Discord. Yeah, I hate it. What can I say? I don't like it. Sorry. You guys like it? Go for it. I'm just not a Discord fan. I go on occasionally, and I love reading the comments. That have been deleted, but that was great. But other than that, I'm just not a fan of Discord.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki. So yeah, if you guys want to get in touch with either of them, that's fine. But I think Nathan Oakley did he get timed out from my live chat or he get removed?
No, that was a fake Nathan Oakley, okay. Which is where I will admit it. I hid each of the fake Nathan Oakley accounts because if you're going to come in and start spewing bullshit like that, have the balls to do it on your own account.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I don't need that kind of crap. But what time zone is Anthony in?
Speaking of Discord, nice segue here.
Oh wait,
sorry,
go ahead.
I just blocked P Mars on.
P Mars is not. No, P Mars is permanently blocked from this channel.
Well, I blocked him on Discord. because
PMARS cannot.
he accused me of being a deadbeat.
Yeah, Nick, if you were in the GDC a lot, PMARS is never allowed in any platform.
All right, I may forget it. I'll have to write that.
Right. I'll make a list of people, but he's definitely one of them.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, he's a porn bomber.
Pancake Hero just posted a screenshot of them saying that Mike, quoting Mike, saying tonight, me and Sandor are going to make a very nice evening. What you'd said earlier, as part of. So yeah, go retweet that. Retweet the retweets. Retweet everything.
Yeah. Now, I guess Riley is live right now on Ranty's channel.
Apparently.
Well, I'm blocked on Ranty's, so
do we have anybody that can get a hold of him? You know what? I can get a hold of Anthony. I might have connections. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. And
I mean, to be fair, Anthony does put his Skype up all the time. So if you want to send a message over Skype to say, "Hey, come over here and defend FEcore," since you think that they're not committing, channel suicide.
Oh, hang on, gonna mute for a second.
I do believe Reds is not here currently because he's in transit.
Yes, he's on his way back home towards that hurricane.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, yeah, and that's supposed to. They are thinking that's going to be a Category 5, so that's a smart thing to do.
I spoke to him this morning. He was in Philadelphia, and he was not impressed.
He was in South Carolina when I talked to him when all this shit started going down.
When is Reds ever impressed?
When I send him my nudes.
See, that's not something you're supposed to say. You're not.
Hey! Sean, secrets.
I was going to say he just spent a long time there, so that's not a quote you want to have out there.
Long time where? I don't know what you're talking about.
Apparently, Rez is not impressed. So
Reds is never impressed.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Anthony Riley is also Sleeping Warrior, correct?
Yes.
I knew that. I just wanted confirmation.
Reds is trans?
and Chesh outed him. So now what we need to do is Russian Vince called.
Yeah, he's Reds now. He used to be pink.
Yes, Sly. Absolutely, I will.
Yes, this is an espresso cup with a little tiny handle on it.
Yeah, that. If you guys have seen Chesh in the past, she's had this really big microphone.
My lapel mic.
That's her lapel mic. And I have seen a picture of her and somebody else standing back to back. Yes, she is incredibly tiny.
It's true. It's true facts. Steve shot JFK. Wink.
Why Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, why? I just sent a message.
How could Steve do this?
So
I just sent a message to Anthony Riley.
And I just got off the phone with Red.
Yes.
So during his last pit stop, he did submit the counter against the claim.
Awesome.
So it's either 7 or 14 days that FEcore has to provide evidence that they are pursuing legal action. If they do not, then YouTube is dropping the strike against Red's channel. Red is going a step further. Red is actually planning on doing a fundraiser to legally fuck FEcore if this shit doesn't stop. He has even said that he's going so far as to message Jeranism directly a cease and desist request, or else this is going through the full channels available.
We could easily get a demand letter out. I will get with Reds on that aspect of any legal stuff because I have already got connections and I also have demand letters already written. It just be minor, obviously changes and stuff like that. So I will handle that with Reds if we decided that there's legal action to be taken. It would be it'd be definitely worth looking into, to say the least.
Yep.
Seems like you're reasonably practiced at this.
I've got it down to. I look. I've been around a long time. I've been around the DMCA scene for quite some time. Back in the days when it's even worse. I actually have actual long form letters that I have actually used to send it to YouTube to people that have falsely DMCA'd me to screw them hard. I have never had a successful strike against this channel. I've never had a successful takedown. So I kind of do know a little bit about that, how to fight them. But the problem is that you can only do so much. You can always fight it to a point where they don't affect you. But I would want to go one step further, like Reds does, and I want to go after them legally if they
So-
continue.
So S. Weiniger, cease and desist at this point is a wrist slap. They need to spank those toddlers. Here's the thing. The cease and desist is the legally polite way to say, knock your shit off or it's going to hurt. It is their warning, which actually, when it does go to the full legal proceeding, by doing that, it actually looks good in your favor.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
because it will go to showing that you, as the claiming party, have tried to solve this at the lowest possible level.
Yeah, it's called acting in good faith. And here's the thing: they're in a corporation now. If we sued them, we'd be suing their corporation, which I'm sure they have some funding because they have a treasurer. So there would be at least something to go after. And they cannot hide behind an corporation shield when there's harassment, fraud, or anything like that involved. Whenever they break the law, they cannot be shielded. The
being a
corporate shield is
corporation at that
penetrated, it's
point,
called.
yeah, being a corporation at that point is going to be more detrimental to them.
I don't want to be detrimental, but it wouldn't help them. Usually there's something called the corporate shield, and what corporate shield is, you're isolating your own personal assets when you incorporate with like a limited liability corporation or a subchapter S. You're saying that if something happens with liquidity, as far as the corporation, you can't make your debts, you can't pay your invoices, and you have to default. They cannot come after your personal property, right? This is one of the reasons I never had an LLC. I had no personal property they can come after, so it's no reason to have an LLC. But they have some kind of a corporation. But if they do something against the law, such as false DMCAing, which is clearly against the law, that's called piercing the corporate veil.
Yep.
Well, only so long as there's intent, which obviously there is here. But I just bring that up because that's the other thing is, as a corporation, they're protected from many times where they could break the law if they didn't realize they were doing it.
That is true. There has to be some kind of mens rea there in some cases.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say all, but in this case, I think it can be firmly established a mens rea was.
I think we've got it.
Yeah.
But that is a protection that's offered. You actually have a lot of protection as a corporation.
I love my law courses in college. I have a book still called Law and the Regulatory Environment. It's huge. One of my favorite books. It's tort law, and it's everybody should learn a little bit about the legal system. Cajun Crustacean says $2. C&D is illegal. I will turn this car around.
Pretty much.
Don't make me turn this car around. Yeah, no. And what Jared said is right on. The cease and desist for FEcore would be telling them, hey, you're on notice. If you violate this and you continue to harass Splice Arcane or Red's Rhetoric, then we take litigious action, because at that point they have knowingly, willfully not capitulated to fair and reasonable demands.
Well, and here's the thing. Courts are completely overloaded in this country, completely overloaded, and they hate nothing more than people who don't at least take a serious stab at solving it on their own, because they're like, it isn't our job to solve every tiny little dispute, which a lot of people just do it like, oh my God, he stole my cutlery. And there are people who do that, and they hate that. So if you haven't made that effort, you start in the hole when you show up in court.
Yep, exactly. I couldn't agree with you more.
Retweet at YouTube support at YT creators at Elon Musk.
Did you get all that?
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
I did my best.
And by the way, I put my Twitter in there too, so I'll keep people updated as well if you follow me on Twitter, or if you're not, then follow me there. So I don't know what else you want to do about this, guys. I think all of us have definitely stood behind Reds on this. Stand behind Sly. Stand behind anybody who I think has been personally
so much going on.
Affected by
Jesus.
this.
It's just one thing after another.
It's the internet.
Wow.
It's the internet. You're never going to have a week where there's nothing happening in the internet, probably.
Well, okay, yeah, but to the point of litigation every week?
Well, when you got stupidity every week, that's what happens.
Fair enough, yeah, I guess. Because we got... Don't forget that there's stuff still open for Sean to donate. Jared has the pictures, which I need to talk to him about. Those are done and ready to go, so whenever you hit those tiers, they'll start getting released.
Awesome. Sean, do you want to talk about that real quick, by the way, because we're more than willing to help you on that as well.
Well, let me actually get that.
Although people have gotten shit for that, I'm like, you're kidding. I actually got shit for helping Sean with somebody, a friend of mine, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. Yeah.
That's because Tim Osmond decided to go on a live stream and just totally ran about the the fundraiser and my boobs, because he's just absolutely obsessed and completely butthurt that he's been blocked for almost a year.
I mean,
a lot of people have blocked him.
I'll rant about your boobs.
Yeah, I don't understand the butthurt with some people. It's just like, wow.
Calculator. I want to see exactly where we're at because I had some more come in today. So that was, where'd it go? PayPal site is going really, really slow lately.
Yeah.
But on that note, though, Sean does have a fundraiser. We're more than willing to help him on it. I've donated, and I've also had people donate to me on behalf of him, which I've sent him those funds.
Yes.
Jim Bojo said, not very many, wasn't that much, but you know what? I don't care if it's $1. It still goes to him.
$1 helps.
Yeah, it does, right? And people underestimate that stuff. They're like, does it really matter if somebody does $100 or $1? Well, I talk to all my Patreons, whether they're $1, $100. I only have tiers as of easy convenience to signing up. But everybody gets the same treatment. I don't like playing those games where if you donate $100, you get special things. Now, it's fine for some channels. Don't get me wrong. I don't have it set up that way. I don't need to. But I will talk to any of my patrons at any time, day or night, 24 hours a day. And even people that are not even Patreons, I talk to 20 hours a day. But Jim,
as it stands right now, it's $6,507.71. So there's 6 tiers for you there, Chesh.
Jim Bojo says, we take great pleasure in watching you guys take down these clowns from me and all the shills. Thank you. And by the way, Jimbo, I got a message from one of your members. I can't remember her name, but I couldn't respond back to her because for some reason Discord sucks and it doesn't let me communicate with some people if they're not connected to me. I don't know, whatever. But I don't mind coming on the shills. I said that I would. Unfortunately, it won't be this month, September. The next 30 days are going to be very strange, to say the least. And so let's just postpone that to maybe October. But
I'm actually going to be there on Thursday.
You're going to be on the shills?
Yep, on Thursday.
Cool. Yeah.
Sheena says, ask Sean if he's got screen caps of the FEcore being not non-profit before they changed it to gonna do it. If not, they're gonna hit the Wayback Machine.
I can do one better.
Wayback Machine,
it's not just screenshots. You can actually use the Wayback Machine to find out exactly when they changed that.
There you go.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's actually logged.
Yeah, it's Carrie Mars. Carrie Mack. Yeah, thank you, Carrie. Where's her name? I couldn't remember. I'm sorry. Yeah, tell Carrie that, I'm happy to come on the shills because she asked me, and I said I would before. It's not going to be for at least several weeks. But yeah, by the way, if you see P. Mars or anything with P. Mars in the live chat, he's gone. He's not welcome around here. Don't acknowledge him. Don't respond to him. Just hide him. There are certain people that will not be ever welcomed around this channel. He is one of them. He's absolutely one of them. So I got no problem. And if people say, well, you're shutting down your critics. Hey, great. Guess what? I'm shutting down my critics who come in and porn bomb people. Yes, I shut them down. And there's other things that I shut down people for. So don't feel bad about that whatsoever. I mean, he's got his comebacks on 16 accounts already. It's like, really? Come on, man. I don't even talk about it. I have nothing to do with the guy, and he's coming over to my channel now just to harass people. That's why they get banned. Right? If they had legitimate criticism, they wouldn't get banned, and they wouldn't need 12, 14, 16 troll accounts, right? Josiah, $2. Screw real courts. Let's Judge Judy eat the flurfs. That would be cool. We could try that.
That's true.
So here's what's hilarious about
we missed a super chat real quick. Gerard. Sorry, Gerard, I didn't see you come in. Dear friends, you are learning something the hard way here. YouTube does not care if some violate their terms of service as long as the money flows. FEcore knows that. You don't.
Well,
I think we're aware.
Here's the fun thing. Because FEcore is trying to go for nonprofit, they cannot monetize their YouTube channel.
Yep.
So
the money's not flowing through FEcore.
It's actually hurtful for YouTube to allow FEcore to fall strike people because the monetized channel that FEcore are targeting is costing YouTube money.
That's true. That's a good point. That's
a good point.
Yeah.
And by the way, so the whole Judge Judy reference is to the situation between Team Skeptic and Daniel Pratt, which Daniel Pratt never responded, but Team Skeptic was willing to go there.
Oh, Judge Judy? Oh,
yeah.
I remember something along those lines. Yeah.
Actually, I got a question. I want to go back one step. You just said that they're not allowed to monetize because they're a nonprofit. Now, that means they're not allowed to monetize, which means they can't take money. But can YouTube still advertise on that channel?
No, what they'll do is this.
Then
what they'll do is this. They can monetize because I've seen, Talk Heathen is a 501c3. They get donations, but all those donations are 100% tax-free going to a specific organization or charity.
Okay,
or
so they
whatever it is.
can basically take
Yeah.
super chats.
Donations,
as
no, not
donations.
super chats.
But,
Not
but
super
that,
chats. That's taxable income.
No,
But that-
because they can take super chats. Like all the super chats go directly to 100% of the proceeds go to the corporation or charity if it's non-product. That's what I've seen.
If you want to give money to Sean, go do it on his PayPal.
Yeah, now I got to figure out what 3 pounds is. But Henry, 3 pounds for this is for Sean, minus the super chat thing. Now I got to do math. You're gonna make me do math. I'm not Reds. I don't do math in my head.
But here's the thing, that what I think that means is YouTube would rather protect them than not, and the reason is because YouTube is still going to advertise on those channels, but doesn't have to pay them for it.
No, there are no ads on FEcore.
That's what.
They
Okay,
can't
that's what I
monetize
was.
the
Right.
channel.
Well, I know they can't monetize the channel, but even demonetized channels still show ads. It's just that YouTube doesn't pay them the money.
Is that what
Right.
it is? Yeah. By the
But
way,
FEcore,
Well, it depends-
FEcore is
it
a
depens on the
non-monetized
content.
channel.
I owe you $2.55. Right. Do you want to accumulate over time? You want me to pay you now?
Stringer News says, forget that
I'll tell you what.
system.
Just send 95% of that.
Forget the YouTube system. Hit one FEcore board member with legal paper and
I-
watch them all scatter like roaches.
I don't mind.
And
I'll send it
speaking
now. I don't
speaking
use my
of
PayPal often, but I keep a couple $100 in my PayPal just in case I want stuff for Amazon. You know.
and speaking of that whole legal action thing, Sean, what
Yes.
happened between you and Kavanaugh months ago before all of this?
Oh, okay. At one point, I was actually prepared to take FEcore to court for defamation and libel. I sought legal counsel, and my counsel told me because FEcore is doing what they are, it would be better to keep going on with the fraud thing and investigation of that, and let them try to sue me, because then their books become public record in the eyes of the court. Their books are supposed to be public record anyway, which they're just totally denying everybody, but they can't deny a court from seeing them. So I invited Mike to sue me for calling FEcore frauds. He politely backed out.
Vibrantly,
Vibrant
am I saying
Brantley.
that right?
Vibrantly Brantley,
Vibrantly
$2.50.
Vibrantly Brantley.
$2.55.
Thank you for the tongue twister.
We're gonna have $2.55 gonna go around the community for like everybody's gets $2.55. Woo!
And also Bragwin. I'd love to watch FEcore get ban-hammered by the judge and get their LLC and 501c3 taken away, assuming they got around to submitting the paperwork, that is.
According to the IRS, they still have no application submitted.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, they can't because it would be fraudulent to file it. Like, that would be just icing on the cake for their channel going down.
Well, guys,
This is genuinely insane that they can actually make enough money to keep this going.
well, I mean, it's generally insane that there's flat earthers promoting flat Earth in the first place. But second of all, that YouTube or anybody else would take any of them seriously. We all know from experience, without question, that they're dishonest. I mean, flat earthers are the lowest of the bottom of the barrel. And yes, you guys that are listening that are flat earthers, I think that you are the lowest of the bottom of the barrel. But I'm happy to
Come on the
engage with
show,
them.
prove us wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to engage with them. If not because I'm expecting to change their minds, but I know that there are people out there that might be even looking into flat Earth, and everybody in here will show you guys why flat Earth is BS. So I don't mind engaging them, but when they do stuff like this, which is beyond just an engagement, which is beyond just them promoting their silly BS, this is active targeted harassment. That's beyond the pale. I won't even have Jeranism on ever. If that's the route that he wants to go, not that he would anyways anymore, but you know, I want to know who in the flat Earth community supports what Flat FEcore is doing. So ask
Anthony
Nathan
Riley.
Anthony Riley does. I emailed him; he didn't get back to me though. But
Yeah, so retweet at YouTube at YTube. Fuck. Is it it's YT creators and then
Yep.
you support and Elon Musk. Just throw Elon Musk in there, just to piss him off.
yeah. And then we got.
Elon Musk gets into one thing with Reds, and now he's just like he's on your.
You know, he
ship
wasn't even
for
that
life.
butthurt. Rumple Foreskin $2. YouTube, the ads must flow. Skillix 666 £2. Let's all kick FEcore up the arse. Well, like I said, it's time for you guys to make a decision whether you want to get involved or not. If you guys want to get involved, the best way to do it is probably right now, I would say, just keep retweeting.
Honestly, this is what I get. I had to watch. I've been scrolling through videos that are specifically been done by trolls the past couple of hours, specifically looking for specific things for a specific project that may or may not be a secret, and I think I'm losing my mind.
Losing?
She's
Wait a minute.
Stop thinking about it.
She's taking one for the team here, guys. Trust me.
Wait a minute, Chesh. You didn't lose your mind at a different event that happened in the recent.
Well, it's just different sections, right?
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's just different.
It's like a cut by 1,000, a death by 1,000 cuts. A death by 1,000 brain cells dying at a time. The banhammer of Harari Arkimi to $5. Why do people always got to call Earth Chan flat?
Is that an REM song? Is it? I hope so. If it is, link it to me.
But like I said, I want to keep this kind of short, only to keep it down so it's digestible. So I'm glad that we have this many people watching this, because this is something. When we have stuff like this, it needs to get the word out. It really does.
We've pretty much hit the nail on the head with the issue and what everyone can do and what is actually going on at this point. Plus, I actually have to go set up everything for my live stream, which is technically a half hour late now.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is more important. So I already put the message in the live chat over there. It's like, hey, we're delayed until we're done in Steve's channel. So
all right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. I just want Reds to know that he has my 1,000 billionth percent. There's nothing I won't do for that man. So anything he needs at any time, anywhere, any place, all he has to do is let me know. So he has my.
You don't want to say that somebody who's perpetually horny.
You know what? I gotta tell you, if I was ever going to turn gay, if I didn't have to look him directly in the eyes or ever see his face, I would at least give it marginal consideration. That's the best I could give. Marginal consideration. But yeah, I mean, I do love Reds very much.
Steve, I've seen his face, and I can honestly say you don't ever want to make that.
Well, yeah, no, I know that. I know exactly what he looks like multiple times over. This is why I'm saying it's marginal. I have to. It has to involve a lot of alcohol too. He won't let me do it sober. I can't give him that promise, right? I mean, come on.
My favorite part of what he just said was that long pause where he's like, how do I say this? The brain processing.
You can hear when I think, right? The gears are turning. I want to be very careful in my wording there. But last but not least, Chess, can you let us know what you're doing Tuesday if you would like?
We're going to be on Drunken Peasants.
How do you like that? She's going on Drunken Peasants. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm starting to hit the big leagues, man. I don't know.
Yeah, never mind her. Never mind her. Arrange that for her. Never mind that. Screw that.
She is never coming back here. You realize that, Steve?
Legitimately just said, "Hey, yeah." Steve legitimately just said, "Hey, you're going on Drunken Peasants on Tuesday, Kay."
I didn't even ask her. I was like, "Hey, look at this. I'm just."
We're discussing the last non sequitur episode debate discussion with G-Man.
Oh my god!
Speaking of dumb shit that I've been watching recently, that's been killing my brain cells. That.
So you don't want to miss that. I mean, they're going to review with Unirock and Red's Rhetoric.
We're gonna be talking about. Oh, surprise!
Real quick, finish that train of thought, though. They're going to be reviewing the one and only, yes, this is true, hold on to this, you're not going to believe this, but the one and only time G-Man actually won a debate. He actually won. This is not hyperbole. This is not being me comical. He won a debate. You don't want to miss that.
I love Earth Chan. Earth Chan's amazing.
So, Reg, you got anything to leave us with? By the way, we were just wrapping up, but perfect timing.
Yeah. I made it to the Georgia Welcome Center, and I did hear that you guys were wrapping up soon. So, did you know that the Spark is electronically governed to 110 miles an hour?
How many miles per gallon do you get on that damn thing?
45.
45 miles per hour you get in that damn car. Wow.
So let me get this straight, Red. You're not only driving towards a hurricane, you're trying to drive there faster.
In an electric car.
Well, I was trying to stop so I could hop onto this hangout. God damn it. Anyway, so
water and electricity don't mix, right? Electric car, hurricane.
Okay, so
how big is your Spark? Is it going to get blown over?
Probably. Anyway, so as I was telling Sean, I did submit the counter notification, and they said that in order for the strike to remain on my channel, go through legal channels. So they can't just deny it. They can't just say nuh-uh to YouTube and have it stick.
Right,
No, they actually have to do something legally. Now,
they have to initiate a
another
court
thing,
work proceeding. They have 10 days to do that. Yeah.
another thing that they allowed me to do was, well, a bit of context first. When I did this previously, I was limited to 500 characters. Now I'm limited to 2,000 characters when I'm submitting this counter notification. So I went to explicit detail as to what FEcore is, what they're doing, that it is targeted harassment, and I am not the only target of their harassment. That they are abusing the YouTube copyright and the privacy complaint system. I also listed Jeranism and Globebusters as members of FEcore, those who are responsible for doing this harassment of me and also Slice Arcane. I went into detail also that Sean Hufford gave me permission to mirror that video, and FEcore does not own any part of it. So, basically what I'm trying to say is they're fucked. And to add a little bit of extra thing to it, I even stated in that counter notification that we have been trying to contact them through Twitter via @TeamYouTube about this issue for days. I told them that in the actual complaint, like, look, if you jackasses would just acknowledge the fact that, hey, we're @ing you in Twitter, you could have solved this by taking down their channel before they had the capability of doing even more damage.
Sweet Heathen said, hey, if Reds crashes, any disfiguration will only be an improvement.
Yes. So I've done my due diligence to Team YouTube. Now, I did call Jared while I was driving, and I do know he relayed this information, but I think I'm going to repeat it one more time. If FEcore wants to continue this targeted harassment, and let's hypothetically say I get really screwed as a result of their harassment, I'm going to pursue them legally, and I'm going to make them my bitch.
Did you really just retract all your YouTube channels are going down message, Sleeping Warrior? Why would you do that?
What did you just do?
Sleeping Warriors in the live chat?
Anthony Riley just came into the chat and says all your channels are going down, and then he retracted it.
What did he say?
Okay,
what did he say?
Like I said, I just sent an email to you, Anthony, literally, and I invited you into this hangout. If you want to come in here and explain your actions, and you want to explain the targeted harassment by FEcore, we'll take a listen to you.
Oh yeah, please tell me. Please come in, Anthony, because you and we need to have a chit chat about the behavior of your fellow flurfs.
Yeah,
they are actively doing illegal shit, and this is illegal shit under penalty of perjury. You do know what perjury is, right?
And by the way, we have legal counsel in a lot of different things. So when we're talking, by the way, I will tell people here and now, I do not bluff. Unless I'm playing poker, and even then, very, very rarely, I do not bluff. Period. If I say I'm going to do something, people I know by now, I goddamn going to do it. So don't play this game that people are going to test me, because they will lose.
I got a message from somebody just now. Now I'm not going to mention who this person is, because this is this is pretty. Wow, holy shit, dude! Thank you so much. So I just got a message from somebody that if this does proceed further via legal action, someone is going to drop $5,000 towards that goal.
Nice.
Jesus.
Okay, so we
I already got that in the bag.
We're not bluffing on this stuff, Anthony, and anybody else out there. So I mean, we're not going to be affected by this. You guys will be. Now, I'm at least extending a least partial hand here, saying if you want to come in and explain your positions, I'm going to allow you to, which is probably more than most people would in this situation. But you have to take advantage of that. By the way, every time I've ever stuck my hand out in any type of trying to resolve things, I've had it bit every fucking time. Yeah, I still do it. So
yes. So and let me also make something very clear, that all the information that was in Slice Arcane's original video, public information, publicly viewable. Not only that, but my video was not even of their fucking website. It was of Sean Huffer doing a walk around through a fucking live stream.
Exactly.
So they don't even have that on their side. This is clear and demonstrable targeted harassment because they do not like that their bullshit story is being called out. They are frauds. They are committing perjury at this point, and we have every right to call them out for the bullshit that they're doing. They're just butthurt, and now since they don't have any legitimate recourse, their only way to retaliate is to do it illegally. That's where we're at right now. So basically, they know they fucked up. Now their only response at this point, the only thing they can do is go the illegal route. But they just fucked themselves there as well.
The YouTube link is to Sean's video if you would like to mirror it on your own channels. Please retweet at YouTube, at Team YouTube, at YouTube creators, and at YouTube support, and at Elon Musk, cause lol.
Yeah, LOP NC1 for $2 says, Chess, make your sheep sound again.
Which one? Which one? What did I
She's got a catalog. She's got a whole catalog.
Yeah.
You want the black sheep, the
just
little
simple
Baba baby sheep.
The little Baba baby black sheep.
Yeah.
What? Don't
Oh,
know
no,
what
she's
this
pretending
is.
like we've all heard it, Chess.
I don't
we
know
all
what
know.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, some people need to remember. And Lily, this is specifically to you. Just remember, bah means no.
Oh God.
Okay, here's my message to Lily, because I guess Lily has contact with Kavanaugh or some member of FEcore. So Anthony, if you could do me a favor, if you could be a sweetheart and do me a favor, pass on this message. 86 your shit, motherfuckers. I'm going to come over there and I'm going to basically slip an unlubed legally set up your ass.
Here's an actual legitimate message to pass on to Mike there for you, Anthony. He's actually claimed copyright ownership over my live stream walking around a building.
Yeah, that's just bizarre.
That is a felony when he actually tried to claim copyright against Reds for that video. He's committed perjury. That is a felony. You are now supporting felons.
Anthony,
well, not convicted yet.
Here's
yeah.
the end all be all. Okay, Anthony, do me a favor. Legit. Go to whoever you're in contact with who is a member of FEcore. Let them know that they need to stop doing this bullshit. If they don't, I will pursue this further. They do not want to do that. Believe me, they do not.
They do have the option to retract it. So if they have a single brain cell between them.
Can I just remind people what happened to last people that didn't listen to Reds and myself?
Yeah.
Think about
figure,
it.
right?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
So
they lost a debate with G-Man.
So there's a lot of people that don't listen to us that have been steered wrong by doing so.
I will pursue this further.
Yeah.
Yes, they have the option to retract it, but that does not remove the act of perjury when they filed it.
That's true.
No, it doesn't do that.
Yeah, but nobody. I don't think anybody's going to pursue it because if the damaged party and there's no damage anymore, so
gotta be up to the court system.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. FEcore, I guess they know I'm kind of a nice guy. I'm a nice guy when it comes to shit like this. So here's the deal. They can go ahead and retract it. I would prefer that they do. That way all this shit can kind of just be brushed under the rug. We don't have to worry about it anymore. If they could also kind of stop fucking around with Slice Arcane, that would be just swell as well. But if they keep their shit up, I'm more than happy to pursue this further. And if I do, a lot of things are going to be made very apparent, especially the records that Slice Arcane has been requesting. If those records are made publicly available, oh fuck, are they going to be so shit out of luck there? And on top of that, if I go after them, I'm going to go after just more than just exposing them for the frauds that they are. There's actually going to be some monetary damages to claim on their end.
Just to point out to Furball, this has nothing to do with damages. This is actually it's not a civil versus criminal debate. This is a criminal act because they have committed perjury.
Yeah, it would be criminal.
I'm aware of that, but even on a criminal level, perjury is almost never followed up on it. I mean, the number of people who commit perjury, unless it's in a larger case that's already active, it's going to be completely ignored unless there are damages. Nobody's going to engage on it.
It's just not with the time of the court. Banhammer,
it's not an issue.
Yeah, Banhammer says, wait, this all a tactic to get Reg to court so they can dox him? Well, no, because there are, if there is a way you can actually file a counter DMCA without doxing yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
I will tell you this much: they do not have my docs.
Yeah, they have a.
Reds also offered to meet them in person for a rocket launch anyway.
What they have is a number, a case number, and that case number, a third-party legal counsel that has a binding agreement with Reds or whoever the person is doing it. They cannot release that information, so it is done anonymously to the person who submitted the complaint. All they get is a number. They don't get his actual docs any longer. So there is a way to prevent that.
They do not have my docs. And here's the thing: if it goes forward legally, then fine. They might end up with my docs. But you know what? Here's the thing: my docs and my privacy on that front. Here's the thing: it is what it is. That takes a back seat when it comes to royally fucking with these guys. When it comes to scamming people out of their money and scamming the taxpayer, because if they're going to try and go through as a nonprofit, they're going to scam the taxpayer out of their dollar via exemption. Fuck them and fuck that.
Yeah, that's.
Isn't Reds actually located in Area 51?
No.
I was born in Area 51. It was an experiment that went sideways, and now I live in Florida because Florida.
All
right, so I'm dropping out.
Yeah,
so
let's wrap this up. One last thing. $5 from LOPNC. Wait, might be due to my network. Don't waste your time. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, your network. I will leave you guys with one last thing. UniRock is having a thing on this right now as well. He has about 80 people watching. We have well over 400, like 450. We're actually even beating Mr. Atheist. By the way, if you're a big fan of Mr. Atheist, which nobody should be, you might want to watch Drunken Peasants on Tuesday as well with Cheshire. A little bit's going to be talked about that as well, Mr. Atheist. Because I by the way, he's gonna have a world of hurt coming his way soon. But just saying with that. But I put the link to I'm just throwing that out there, Mr. Atheist. But if you're fans of him, make sure you watch that on Drunken Peasants. The link is in the video description, or will be in the video description. It's in the live chat right now. But go say hi to
I'll be over there.
Everybody head over to UniRock. Send 500 people over there. Just blast them right now. Say, hey, hi, UniRock from Reds.
Say hi, Reds.
Hi, Reds and Steve. I'm sending them over there. Give me some credit. So hi from Reds and Steve, or hi, Reds and Steve, or whatever.
I'm gonna head out here then and start. I got all of Georgia to drive and then Florida, but I will say this. So, final word on the matter. FEcore, Mike, and Jaron and Bob and whoever the fuck else is a member of their shitty fucking organization. Cease and desist. If you keep poking the bear's gonna bitch slap your sorry ass, and we'll do so legally. Here's the thing. I have the capability, I have the resources to get good legal representation, and I have enough support to make sure that it goes through. If you want to keep playing this fucking game, go right ahead. But I'm just letting you know, it's not going to end well for you. I will pursue this legally if it needs to go that far. I recommend that it doesn't. Now, the way that you can move forward with this and make it not a total shit show for yourself is to retract the claim and then shut the fuck up moving forward.
That's the best
advice. That and all is well.
And I'm going to just say, take his advice. Reds and I, we're not messing around. Take his advice. Do the right thing. Back the fuck up. There you go.
Tweet at YouTube.
Yeah, and tweet. All right, thanks for watching.
For the rest of you, at Team YouTube, and good night.
Good night. Go over to UniRock right now. Say hi from Steven Reds. Bye.